Tonight, Edge makes his decision on who he'll face at WrestleMania. Undertaker accepts Shawn Michaels' challenge, and John Cena faces Batista for the WWE title. Let's go.
We got no fear, no doubt, it falls out. We're going out tonight to kick out every light, take anything we want, drink everything inside. We're going till the world stops turning while we burn it to the ground.
What is up, everyone? It's Monday, February 21st, 2010, and it's time for another Monday Night Raw review, so let's get it started. If you haven't first, go ahead and subscribe, wherever the button may be. Go ahead and subscribe, and yeah, let's start it. Okay, so overall, the episode of Raw wasn't good, as it rarely ever is good, but it was definitely, bearable. There have been a lot of terrible Raws in the past, so this one was bearable. At least, not good, but bearable. Alright, so the show starts off with Chris Jericho, the new World Heavyweight Champion, coming to the ring. And basically, now, while I don't wish that SmackDown would ever become like Raw, I do wish that they would save some things for SmackDown. Like Jericho's first speech as World Heavyweight Champion definitely should be something that's on SmackDown. But I see what they did here. Alright, so Jericho comes out and says that basically I told you so to the crowd, and how he beat 5 of SmackDown's top stars to become World Heavyweight Champion. This whole segment culminates with Edge's music hitting, and Edge comes out of the crowd, spears Jericho, and basically makes it known real quick that he will be facing Jericho at WrestleMania 26 for the World Heavyweight Champion. It was kind of obvious, everybody knew that, so I'm glad they got it out the way instead of promoting it all night. Alright, so right after that segment, Cena comes to the ring, and there's no commercial break. The first segment was real short, so they started this one real quick. Cena comes out and basically said, for as short as it was, he was champion last night, and he deserves a rematch against Batista, so he wants that rematch right now. Vince McMahon comes to the ring and says that Sheamus was also champion, and he basically explains the business agreement with Batista, that Batista could have a match anytime he wanted. So that's why Batista was able to do what he did last night. And so, since Sheamus was also champion, Sheamus also deserves a rematch. And basically, Vince McMahon posed a question to the WWE Universe and to John Cena of who deserves it more, Sheamus or John Cena. The crowd was obviously saying Cena. Right. So Vince McMahon says that if Cena can beat his opponent tonight, he will get his rematch at WrestleMania 26, and his opponent just so happens to be Batista. Alright, the Divas Finals is next, and Maurice takes on Gail Kim for the Divas Championship, and Maurice wins 1.5 out of 5. It's a Divas match, never exciting. I mean, there's nothing new about that. Divas matches suck. So 1.5, generous rating. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, next we have Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, Yoshitatsu versus Legacy with Randy Orton. The match was actually, I think, the match of the night, really. That's not really saying much, but it was a serviceable match. What really made it great was Randy Orton turning on Legacy, both Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes. Basically, Randy Orton DDT'd Cody Rhodes from second rope and did an RKO at the end to Ted DiBiase, and the crowd behind Randy Orton. So hopefully that face turn happens, because I think Randy Orton would do much better as a face. I mean, well, he's a pretty good heel, but I think it's time to change things up a little bit and have him as a heel. Then we have a long Shawn Michaels video about his journey since last WrestleMania, and shows how he's changed since wanting to have a rematch against Undertaker at this year's WrestleMania. Alright, Shawn Michaels comes to the ring, cowboy attire and everything, cowboy hat, shirt tucked in, big old buckle, and he's basically saying he knows that his actions last night at Elimination Chamber weren't popular, but still he wants his rematch against Undertaker. Undertaker comes out to the ring without any pyro accidents tonight. If you didn't see that video, go search for it on YouTube. It's pretty funny, although someone being engulfed in flames shouldn't be funny, but it is pretty funny nonetheless. Undertaker basically accepts Shawn Michaels' challenge under one stipulation, that if Shawn Michaels loses his match, Shawn Michaels will, have to end his career. And I think they use those words really carefully, end his career, as opposed to retiring, because I don't think Shawn Michaels will retire. Instead, he will take a break after WrestleMania. Okay, so it's been announced that Money in the Bank will be at this WrestleMania, and I think that was definitely in response to a lot of complaints from superstars who are usually in the Money in the Bank match, because an appearance at WrestleMania is a big payday for the WWE superstars. So if there was no Money in the Bank match, then they wouldn't get paid. So there will be Money in the Bank this year, and the first qualifying match was between the newly signed Raw superstar Christian versus Carlito. And basically, the match, not that good. Christian wins with a kill switch to Carlito 2 out of 5. Also, during the match, Michael Cole made a very interesting statement saying that NXT, they're fighting for a contract on Raw, so there's no doubt about where they're going to be going after they win the whole competition, reality competition. They'll be going to Raw. Then we have our guest host Jewel and her husband, whatever his name is. They actually weren't that bad. They were really good on the mic, but WWE, thinks we care about these guest hosts. Hopefully they don't, because we don't. But they weren't that bad on the mic. And so there was a diva bull riding contest, and all the divas came out. They all stayed on the bull, interestingly enough. Then we have Miz Show coming out, and Big Show gets on the bull and rides the bull. Ends up falling off. It's kind of stupid seeing this, but that's what WWE Raw is good for. Stupid segments that make no goddamn sense, basically. And throughout this segment, Big Show even got angry at the mechanical bull. Seriously. Alright, so the match ends up being made of Show Miz versus MVP and Mark Henry for the second week in a row. I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. Wasn't bad, definitely wasn't good. It was just, standard affair. So we get another Bret Hart video between Vince and Bret. Who cares? Vince McMahon then announces that he's inviting Bret Hart to Raw next week, and I think this whole lure of Bret Hart coming to Raw is really wearing thin. Nobody really cares that he is coming to Raw, because so far what WWE has done hasn't been that good with Bret Hart. So hopefully things start to pick up on this as we get closer to WrestleMania, but so far I don't really give a rat's ass that Bret Hart's going to be on Raw next week, to tell you the truth, especially with his broken leg. Alright, so the main event, Cena versus Batista. Cena comes to the ring, Batista comes to the ring ever so slowly, and the match never happens as Batista proceeds to beat down Cena over and over again with a chair into the ring post, just basically decimating John Cena, and that's how the show goes off the air. As I said, Raw wasn't that good, but it was a much more manageable show, and forgive me for this review because I am kinda out of it. Kind of. So your question of the night is, I want to know what you guys think of this whole Bret Hart Vince McMahon feud. Do you think it's been handled well by the WWE? Because I don't think it's been handled too well. I think there's a lot of things they could have did better. I mean, I know Bret Hart isn't at his peak of health, but I'm just saying I think that some of the things that WWE has done just hasn't been exactly interesting, and I think they really fumbled this whole Bret Hart comeback. But what do you guys think? I want to know. Leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to rate 5 stars or thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever YouTube you have right now on your screen. And I will see you tomorrow with my NXT review. Yeah, I'm going to be watching the show. I'll catch you with the review tomorrow night. Peace out.